Good evening and salutations, my Cheat fans. I really had to roll through the Rolodex on that one. Alright, let's go with. Alright, screw it. I guess we'll go with Christina for a hot minute. Because Christina at one point is talking to Willow. She asks her for a favor, and pretty much the favor is, she was doing a Skype call with Michael, and she wants to do a video series with the kids just to kind of, encourage Michael to sit there and keep going and encourage him to get better and stuff like that. Um, and she's totally fine with it, right? And Willow actually likes the fact that, unlike other people in the town, she's not coming at her guns blazing, in a sense, right? So afterwards, um, on her way out, she runs into Rick. And long story short, she set up this trip with Avery to sit there and go to the ballet. But unfortunately, it falls on a night where Ava actually has custody. So Rick pretty much is like, nope, that's not going to happen. And, Christina's upset. She's like, listen, just one night, I got these tickets or whatever. Can we just sit there and try to find a way to make it work, But Rick pretty much is like, nope, that's not going to happen. It's not going to disrupt your schedule. You're just going to have to sit there and just deal with it pretty much. And, Christine gets upset. It seems like Rick has a certain sense of satisfaction doing that. And to be honest, I find that to be pretty messed up, right? I find that to be pretty messed up. Like, bro, listen, I get it. You don't like Sunny, right? And you have some valid reasons not to like him, right? But at the end of the day, that is your niece that you are treating like crap. You're treating your niece so goddamn awful. Like the level of coldness and callousness is just despicable. To be honest, like, it's just despicable. And this is all because he doesn't like Sonny, right? So at some point, Christina decides to go to Ava and, is talking about the ballet and everything like that. And, Ava's like, nope, it falls on my night. So, like, you're not doing it. You're just going to have to sit there and pick another night with your dad. And she also sits there and says, she's going to take Avery to the ballet. Now, Christina's like, oh, you're just doing this to get back at me. And, your anger towards me means more to you than, what did she say? Her daughter forming some sort of core memory with her sister. Now, listen, I'm pretty sure that's probably true, right? Ava could be like, you know what? Listen, I know this is my night and everything like that, but y'all two are sisters, so I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing, and me and Sonny would just figure out, something else. She could do that, right? There is no harm in Snitty being like, you know what? That's a sister, so it's cool. So yes, there's a certain level of contentment to get back at her, but at the end of the day, that's her daughter. That's not your daughter. That's your sister. Know your place. As mean and as callous as that comes across, that is the truth of the matter. And, Christina doesn't like that, but at the end of the day, you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. Like, what are you going to sit there and do? Throw a temper tantrum? Oh, wait, that's pretty much what she wound up doing. Calling her a bitch and everything like that. And, Rick came there to just kind of be like, yo, listen, watch that temper. Because we know what happened last time you start to sit there and fly off the handle. Nice, Rick. That's really nice. Really just throwing her face about a very traumatic memory. That's classy right there, Rick. Very classy. That is your niece. You know that, right? So you got that going on. And then after Willow was talking to Christina, she ran across Carly, right? She came over there to sit there and I guess try to make peace or whatever and talk about the article. Drew was with Willow, and at one point he thought that, she just wanted to pull away from him because of the article and embarrassing me. But it wasn't that. She's like, listen, this is at work. I don't want to sit there and draw a scene. I just kind of want to fly under the radar to some extent, which is weird because she had no problem going out on a date with him on Valentine's Day, even though that she is still married to Michael. But now she wants to keep a low profile. Okay, sure, whatever. Drew realized his mistake, and I think at some point I think he headed out or whatever. Anyway, Carly's not there talking. Carly's like, you gotta sit there and see the type of stuff that Drew's doing, the article and everything like that. This is not just, they didn't just make that stuff up, right? This is stuff that he's actually doing. And so Willow defends him. Carly gets upset. Drew comes in, and Drew defends Willow like, hey, listen, leave her alone. Why are you in her face for? Why are you bothering her? Carly gets upset. She starts talking louder. And at one point, I could have swore when Carly approached Willow, Willow's like, listen, we're not going to do this here. You're not going to make a scene at my job. So, of course, at some point, Carly starts to make a scene at her job. Anyway, at that point, Carly just, she just got upset and she left. And then she went to see Nina. Now, Carly was at Lucky's and Willow's place to give him a fruit basket, right? And at first I was like, Carly, why are you here? Like, why are you here? But it turns out this is supposed to be a running joke. See, the joke is when Liz brings Lucky home and they talk for a little bit, they about to sit there and, do the devil's tango. But they get interrupted by Carly, and then they get interrupted by Aiden, and then they get interrupted by Laura towards the end, where she's like, oh, I'm glad you're okay. Let's sit there and celebrate. Let's go to dinner. And Lucky's like, yeah, that sounds really great. I mean, that's a much better plan than, the handcuffs and safety words that I plan on using on Liz. But I mean, that's cool too. That's fine. It's all good. So that's the gist of the joke right there. Now she did come to see Nina, and Nina was sitting there talking to Ava. Long story short, Ava got some empty pockets, okay? And she pretty much asked Nina for a loan, which Nina was like, "Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. I was just waiting for you to ask. It's a gift. Don't worry about it. We're good." And Ava does sit there and make a point. Ava's like, listen, I'll pay you back because at the end of the day, money can sit there and cause problems between friends, and that is very, very, very true. And she doesn't want to lose her as a friend. It took a long time for them to get back to where they were. And she doesn't want to lose that. And let's be honest, Ava doesn't really have a lot of friends, so it's a good idea to sit there and keep Nina. Nina was sitting there talking to some journalist named Jeffrey. Now, let's put it this way. I was doing a video with DC. One of the things that DC was saying was, hey, listen, you want to sit there and get new audience members, you tap into celebrities. You get celebrities to come on, Snoop Dogg, and all sorts of things. Jackie O. Harris, which I'm going to kind of question if that's like a huge catch, but whatever. The thing about the guy named Jeffrey is that he was one of the contenders on The Bachelor. The Bachelor is a show that somebody would have to pay me a lot of money to sit there and watch, but the point is, The Bachelor has fans. So, you find out a Formula Bachelor is on the show, hey, might get some new fans. So in a way, I guess they were going to sit there and listen to DC. So yeah, that's that scene. Oh, and before that, Alexis and Christina were sitting there reading a hit piece that Curtis made sure that went out in The Invader, right? And while Christina's very happy about that because she's like, oh, well, Drew Cause, blew up Michael's marriage. I'm like, so did Willow, but I don't see you sitting there saying, giving her the same amount of smoke. The reason I sit there and say this is because, well, The thing is, Christina wants to sit there and still have a relationship with Willow because of Wiley, right? But you should want that same relationship with, well, with Drew because of Scout. But I don't see you sit there, you know, giving him that same olive branch. So that's weird. Anyway, Alexis is worried about Scout, right? And she seems like she's probably the one person that's not there worried about Scout because while Laura and Curtis are high fiving each other, and Curtis is not there saying, listen, you're a good mayor, you're doing this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, sure. Um, she's giving him a high five and saying, yeah, you need to sit there and take down Drew in any means possible. Did you sit there and think about what that would do to Drew's daughter? You didn't think about that, did you? No, 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 no. You did not think about that. And this is what Alexis eventually says to Curtis. Okay, fine. But what about Scout? How do you think she's going to feel when people at school is going to be sitting there saying all sorts of nasty, terrible things, and on top of the fact that she lost her mother? And Curtis is like, yeah, I get it, and I feel for you, and I feel for Scout, but yeah, I'm not gonna write a puff piece on him. I ain't doing it because but I do feel bad for Scout. I mean, not enough to sit there and even rethink that shit, though, right? Mm-hmm. Because Drew's the devil, yay, whatever. Um, Now, Rick has some very bad news to tell Portia. This is something that I'm surprised she didn't think about. He goes there. He's like, yeah, I got some bad news. Portia's like, okay, what's the bad news? Rick is like, you better sit there and be nice and play nice with Drew. Do whatever it takes to sit there and appease this man because what you did was criminal. You can go to jail. Portia's like, jail? I guess. Jail. Real jail. Not Twitter jail. Like actually in real jail. You'll be going to jail with very, very, very evil, evil women because of what you did. So, like, you got some choices to make. You can either appease Drew, do what he wants, or you can sit there and tell Curtis and, keep a marriage. Or try to keep a marriage. Now, Portia's like, all right, I can sit there and do both. Okay, sure. When Drew comes in, Drew's like, Portia, pretty disappointed in you. And he's like, you need to sit there and, Portia tries to lie first. Portia's like, well, I mean, who's to sit there and say that my husband was responsible for it? I mean, Tracy could have just did that too. Yeah, but you need to sit there and convince your husband to write a good piece for me. Now, this is where Portia tries to bluff. Portia's like, hey, listen, you can try, but, if he finds out, then, you lose your leverage. And Curtis is going to come at you with both barrels, swinging or whatever. And do you want that? So she's not there trying to bluff. Like, this is not a good idea for me to sit there and force you for me to do that. She was like, okay, all right, I got a better one. Remember that proposal that I planned, the sports center or the sports thing for the pediatric or kids or whatever it was that he proposed? How about we sit there and do a news conference and you can stand next to me and it'll sit there and make me look good and Aurora would have to cover it because, well, you are Curtis's wife. So how about that? Portia's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's, I just don't know. And she seemed like she's apprehensive about him. Like, Portia, I think you need to take this deal. Now, the other deal, he might not have went for it. You're not making him happy. And part of me is just like, maybe Drew should just tell the truth. And, you can go to jail for, the thing that you did that was illegal. The illegal act that you did. Um, Curtis comes in and Curtis like, the hell are you doing here? And Drew just has that look like, well, Portia, why don't you sit there and, why don't you answer the man? What the hell am I doing here? That's going to be interesting. The hell else wound up happening? Oh, okay. So Carly comes in there and talks to Nina, and long story short, she's like, yo, listen, we got to enact our plan before Willow moves in with Drew and the kids. So we gotta sit there and find something on Drew. And Nina's like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that we can sit there and find. I mean, I don't think we can try to find anything. Besides one thing that would actually enact, like that would actually work, being Nina telling Willow about her sleeping with Drew. Cody's like, well, if we don't find anything, we'll make something up. And Nina's like, oh yeah, 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 that's a good idea. Yeah, no, we should definitely do that. Yes, yes, that's what we should do. And that's pretty much where it ends. Now, I might have missed some stuff here or there. It's a good chance, but I doubt it. Oh, I did miss something. I think I missed the most boringest part I've seen this whole week, and that is Dante and Chase. Just talking about Lulu and Brooklyn and keeping the peace and being on better terms with Lulu and talking about Rocco and whatever crush that he lied about having. Um, yeah, it was a very boring scene for me. I know women will probably like it because, men, shirtless, steam room, got it. But other than that, it was pretty much just, let's put it this way. If they had clothes on, it just would have been the exact same thing, just them updating each other. But yeah, now I feel like we're done. Now, if I missed anything, let me know in the comment section. Um, we'll come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I will be sitting there talking about all 5 of the shows: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born the Beautiful, Young and Restless, and of course, Beyond the Gates. I would definitely sit there and say pretty much most of the shows brung it. Most of the shows brung it. And if it wasn't really good, it was entertaining, right? Hell, Y&R actually brung it today, which I gotta sit there and say, I'm impressed. Anyway, also, if you're a Hollywood fan, I'm gonna be watching that too. So, um, yeah. Also, I guess I just have to sit there and keep say. I want to sit there and say this just to get people used to the fact that there are 5 shows now, and I cover all 5 of them. But as much as I want to, there is times where I can't always sit there and do a live stream. Like last night, I was watching Bold and Beautiful at like 9:30, and this is after I uploaded my review of Beyond the Gaze and General Hospital at 9 o'clock. Okay, that is super late for me. And again, that's because I'm watching all 5 of the shows. So, things are going to be obviously a little bit different. There's going to be times that I'm not always going to be able to do a live stream because, you know, I'm covering all 5 and I have work. Like today, I didn't have work, so it worked out. Like it worked out. Listen, if I was doing this full time, we probably wouldn't even be having this discussion. But you know, just to update people on there's times I may not always be able to do a live stream, is because work threw off my schedule and everything had to be pushed back. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Hopefully, I'll see y'all tonight.